What's up, YouTube? It's Cholula's Comics, and I'm back with another CBCS haul. I got some good news to share. I'm really excited that CBCS has been sending out a ton of books lately. It looks like they're finally catching up with all of their grading and sending stuff out in these big batches. So I got a ton of books to show. These are books that I got done at Sacramento Comic Con last year, that I got done at Stockton Con, that I got done at let's see, Silicon Valley Comic Con way back in May, San Francisco Comic Con. So tons of books. But rather than, put all these books in one video that's going to go on and on and on, kind of like I'm doing right now, I want to break them up into smaller videos. They have a little bit more of a theme. So without further ado, this one's going to have, as you can tell, a Batman and just pretty much a DC theme. So without further ado, let me get to my first book. First and foremost, I gotta give two of them, two huge shout outs. First and foremost, I would have never had the book if it wasn't for Manny NYC. So shout out to Manny NYC for getting me this book, at a good price. And huge, like ridiculous shout out to my boy, my brother, AG Surfer, for helping me out in attaining this signature. I was kind of bogged down. I was at the CBCS booth, but he hooked it up, so we made it happen. So good looking out, AG. Anyways, without further ado, the book is Batman Adventures #1, and I originally got it signed 2 years ago at San Francisco Comic Con by Bruce Timm. So that was 2 years ago, and I'm really excited in that 2 years ago I was kind of bummed that the grade on this book wasn't the best. It came back at an 8.0 originally, but I worked on it and 9.4, man. I worked on it, cleaned it up, pressed it again, and happy to say that it came back a 9.4 after getting Ty Templeton, who is the cover artist, and Kevin Conroy, the original voice of Batman on the animated series, on this. So it's a great book to have all three of these guys who have contributed to that, not just to the book, but to Batman in general. I mean, Bruce Timm is the one that came up with the original Batman the animated series. Kevin Conroy, of course, being the original voice of Batman. Like, anytime I read a Batman book to this day, I hear Kevin Conroy's voice in my head. So Kevin Conroy and Ty Templeton, who did the the beautiful cover art here. So again, it's a great book for me to have, and it's in my collection, and for it to come back a 9.4, especially after receiving it, what was it, like 2 years ago at an 8.0, man, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, it bumped up 4 grades. So I'm more than happy with this. I'm very ecstatic. It's dope, super dope. Nothing else to say. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, next. Got to meet Greg Horn, and I had him sign my Blackest Night Wonder Woman #1. He signed it. No, that's his original signature. He signed it here in gold, and he signs just like his original signature, which is kind of a trip. So that's why it caught me off guard. So Blackest Night Wonder Woman #1 came back at 9.4, respectable grade. I'm okay with that. This one I was a little bit more sad about. This one. This is a beautiful cover, and it still presents well. Blackest Night Wonder Woman #2. He signed right there in the middle again in gold. Came back an 8.5, and I know why. I can see it. This little corner right here it's pretty banged up. But no big deal. The book is still great. I mean, Mara looks amazing on there, and it still presents well, unless you're like staring at that bottom left corner. So I'm cool with that. And here's the third and final series book in the series, Blackest Night Wonder Woman #3, signed by Greg Horn. Signed right there. Huge shout out to Evan Jellin for helping me out with these. Evan, good looking out. You the homie, you already know. Thank you. All right, let's move along, and I'm gonna show some other books here. Give me a second. Let me put these down in a safe place. Next, these books are very, very, very special to me. Batman #426, which is the first book in the storyline Death in the Family, which was, we all know, is where they kill off Robin. And this one is signed, you guys, by Jim Starlin. Got to meet him at San Francisco Comic Con. Next is number 427. This apparently is the first appearance of Sheila Haywood, signed by Jim Starlin. This one came back in 8.5. It's the lowest grade in this 4-book series, or 4-book story arc. Not sure what happened. I gotta check it out. Either way, I'm still pumped to have the series complete and to have Jim Starlin on all of them. Here's 428, 9.4. This is actually the official book where Jason Todd is killed by the Joker. So this one is listed as The Death of Robin, Jason Todd. Excuse me, guys. Man, I've been getting sick. Here is Batman number 429. This one came back at 9.4. Also signed by Jim Starlin, right there. And this one's one of my favorite of the... Probably my favorite covers are the two that you're seeing here. This one, of course, because, you know, you got like a beat-up Robin on this one because it's the Joker cover. And to be... Man, you know what? I don't know. This one's pretty amazing, too. I really like that. That take on Batman right there. I think that's Mike... Is that Mike Mignola? Yeah, it is Mike Mignola. That would be great to crack these someday and get him to sign those. But anyway, all right, let me put these away for you. And I got just one more book to show. Actually, you know what? I want to leave this one out just so you guys got something pretty to look at. And let me get the last book out. Last book is a personal little grail of mine. This is going to be Justice League of America Annual number 2. They label it as the first appearance of the new JLA team starring Aquaman. First appearance of this guy right here, Vibe, and that's why it's a little grail for me. And it came back as a 9.4, and I got it signed by Jerry Conway. So yeah, man, I'm really excited to have this book in my collection as well, just for that dude right there, Vibe. It's kind of a little kick that I'm on where I'm going back and trying to find certain, you know, Latino superheroes and their first appearance and stuff like that. So, and I got Mr. Conway to sign it, so couldn't be happier with that. Oh, you know what? Let me show you. I think, and this is funny, this is kind of my fault. I had him sign it here in red, and the pen was left out, uncapped, and I pushed the book into it by accident, and it was my fault. So I think that might be why it got knocked down a little bit. Other than that, I mean, the copy's clean. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to share that dumb little part of the story with you guys. Anyways, you guys, that's all I got for you today. Bunch of good books, bunch of good times, to be honest. That's what I'm in it for. That's what I'm appreciative of, is the homies who helped me make this happen. Again, Manny NYC, my brother AG Surfer, and the homie Evan Jellin, who helped me you know, put this whole little collection together. So thanks to all those guys. And yeah, and that's it. Until I see you guys next time, you already know who it is. It's Toulouse Comics. Until I see you next time, keep stacking hella comics.